Soul Garden.
Good day from my smartphone to yours. I'm Lovecasting live from Costa Mesa, California, and this is your Tuesday Namaste Today. Good day and namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today. My name is Christopher Witecki. I am a psychic astrologer and the Sensei to Sirius Joy, here to stand in my heart each day and walk on the light. It is a pleasure to be of soul service. Thank you so much for logging in to my little web show. This show covers Tuesday, October 6th, 2015, and today we've reached step 13 of the month of Libra. Now, we'll talk about step 13 in a minute, but first I'll go over Libra real quickly. There are 12 states to human consciousness, and Libra is probably one of the most popular because it leads to our human relationships. But at the epicenter of Libra is how we very quietly relate to ourselves and whether or not we open or don't open to something. Now, we are creating our own reality, so the fact that we be open to something would mean that we might create it. And a lot of people simply don't open themselves as a means of control. Well, today, step 13 rules a day, my friend. That is breakdown and breakthrough. If you've been watching me for many years, you know this is the infamous breakdown breakthrough. And I'm going to talk about that today in today's topic, exactly that topic. What is human breakdown anyways? What is it? What does it really come down to consciously, and how do we avoid it? So human breakdown is today's topic. And step 13 is really one of the ways that we break down. Now, today, step 13, I'll break it down for you, is what we love and what we believe adds to where we belong. So in essence, a breakdown and a breakthrough is a step 4 moment. It always involves step 4, which is I belong. I belong consciousness, which is not what we're working on this month. It's also known as Aquarius, or the age of Aquarius is when I belong is aware to all people, okay? But I belong is based on the law of attraction, which is based on what our heart wants, which is based on us creating reality. So it's a very complicated consciousness, and it is the consciousness that can give us a very abrupt smack to the head when we're in the wrong place at the wrong time, all right? So I belong energy is kind of absolute. It's the up and down of the elevator. Whenever I belong energy rules the day, you will either go up or you will go down, okay? Or you may go down to go up, which is what I call breakdown breakthrough. You slip and you catch it and you save the day, or you don't save the day, but you understand exactly what you tripped on. Now, the step 13 kind of explains how this all happens. First of all, you can be out of alignment in any of the 1-3 states of awareness that make up the architecture of incarnation, as I put it. First of all, the one is I love. So if you're out of touch with your heart, you're going to be out of touch with where you belong. And that alone is set up for a breakdown. So this is kind of like when finally the husband or the wife realizes their heart's not in it. Okay, and it's like boom, breakdown, because they've not been aware of the heart the whole time. You have been not listening to your heart. You've been ignoring the fact that your heart's not in it, right? Not even husband or wife. Could be a boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't want to take it to that, like, extreme. Like, breakdown. Like, people don't have to necessarily get divorces today. So you could be not in your heart. The second element is 3, I believe. All right? So I believe is, first of all, what's changing. So in some cases today, people might have breakdown, breakthrough, because what they believe has changed since the last time this was an issue. So sometimes we go, you know what? I used to be this way, but I changed. I used to be this way, but I realized I'm not this way anymore. So people do change, and that's an issue. Or the other aspect of step 3 in the 13 is that people are lying to themselves about what they really believe. They're just going along with a certain belief because that's what everyone else is doing, but their heart doesn't necessarily believe it, or their heart hasn't necessarily ever asked themselves if they believe it. So that 3, that belief, is not accurate. So today on step 13 day, we're climbing up the architecture of incarnation towards enlightenment, right? And we have to put together what we love and what we believe to add to where we belong. That is your ticket to the elevator if you want to go up. You have to love it, you have to believe it to be let in, okay, by law of attraction. And you have to love it and you have to believe it for the universe to feel that pulse and for it to be attracted to you. Okay, you have to love it and you have to believe it. So today, in the next 24 hours, you may have breakdown. And the breakdown is that at the end of the architecture, 1 plus 3 makes 4, the belonging, something was wrong in the final belonging. Something didn't fit. So you didn't belong in that moment. You didn't belong hearing that. You didn't belong. You are somewhere you don't belong. Or it could also be that you can see the train racing for something and you can see that you're going to be in trouble up along the tracks. Like, uh-oh, we don't belong at this intersection coming up. So it kind of depends on where you live your reality. But either way, it's a realization that you're going to hit a dead end because you don't belong somewhere. Now, you may not belong there because you've outgrown it. You may not belong there because you used to believe it and don't believe it. You may not belong there because your heart is no longer in it or was never in it or isn't in it now. Okay? And so this is where things break down. If something you love, believe, or belong in doesn't work out, there's breakdown. All right? Now, the good news is the step 4 energy is pretty much up or down. So if you break down, there's only going up. Okay, like if you go up, I think, everyone goes, hoo, 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 I got away with that. Like, it's that first time you do a cartwheel or something in the air with your little airplane or whatever. And so it's the first time you really realize it. So either way, I think the 24-hour period of a breakdown, breakthrough day is pretty intense. Now, for those of you who are very proactive, you watch this show, you're on top of your karma, the breakdown actually could have begun as soon as yesterday. That's the weird thing about breakdown energy. It kind of is. We get into a 36-hour period where I've noticed it can affect. So you might have had a breakdown. You might have had a total meltdown. And if you do find yourself in that breakdown, check what I just said. Is your heart in it? Do you believe? Do you belong here? That's the architecture. Now, there's a higher belonging, but I don't think we're there. And there's a lower belonging, and I don't think we're there. We're in step 13. But we could be doing a belonging test at 4 or at step 22, by the way, which both add to 4. All right? So today, if you break down, the good news is you're going to break through because there's only up or down. So if you find yourself on the wrong escalator, then you know which way you have to go. If you find yourself on the right escalator, whoo-hoo, we made it to the next level. And this is in that way kind of like the test of the bridge. Now, yesterday, remember we had the bridge. We crossed a bridge and saw, is this right for us? Well, today you may find out that bridge yesterday is not right for you. Sometimes it takes a full day to realize we're on the wrong bridge, we went on the wrong path, and this is not where we belong. Remember, it's okay, especially to Mercury retrograde, that you have made a mistake. Nothing really counts in a retrograde. Everything really builds on direct energy. So it's good you caught it in the retrograde. So let's log into my guides and see what they have to say. I'm keeping my little clipboard far now, away by the nature of this, and see what I can add. As you can see, it's kind of a cloudy day here in Southern California because it rained last night, which is really awesome. And I actually had to wait for things to dry up before I could come out. So it's interesting in that regard. Okay, so my heart lights up pretty quickly on Jupiter, which is at step 12. Holy shift. Okay, so let's take it back. We're at step 13. Remember, step 13 is, like I said, there's a breakdown and a breakthrough, pretty much based on that 3. I would think the 3, which is the I believe in the consciousness, it's the belief structure that's going along with the heart. That's what's probably changing. Now, Jupiter, here's why. Okay, 2 reasons. 1, Jupiter, which is the planet of belief, is racing through Virgo, all right? And so our beliefs are changing just because we're creating new stuff. Every time you see new stuff come out of reality, you change what you believe. Like, I never thought Donald Trump would make it this far. That changed my beliefs. You know what I mean? Like, my beliefs are forever changed. He's more than just a reality star. He has the ability to stroke the whole country. Okay, all right, he changed my beliefs. So evidence changes our beliefs. But Saturn is also in the sign of belief. Saturn's at step 1, Sagittarius. So what that means is that we are learning right now, we're getting to our heart's core beliefs, like core belief. Are you for people owning guns or not owning guns? Core belief. Is it okay for this or this to happen? Core belief, core belief. And so we're going to start the core, then we're going to talk about how we feel about it when Saturn goes to step 2, and then when Saturn goes to step 3, you're going to see beliefs really race and run ahead. But here in our own sense, right now, today, in our lives, Saturn at step 1 says, hey, what do we believe? What does our heart believe personally before we go out and throw it out there with other people? So Jupiter is creating new reality, and we're questioning what we believe at large. And today is a breakdown breakthrough based on what? What we love and what we believe, right? So that belief is the volatile part. Now, the fact that Jupiter is at step 12, 12 adds to a 3, and Jupiter is a 3 energy, the fact that Jupiter is in one of its grandmaster steps right now does say that we're in a point that there's a turning point in the story. So I would think, just as a general, predictor of events, that we'll see a turn in the story for lots of things in the next 24 hours. Maybe turn in the political stories, turn in certain stories of Russia versus the United States, that we're seeing that kind of play out interesting over Syria. Turn in the stories of gun control, which seems to be super, super hot. So there's a lot of stories right now that Americans in particular are debating. You might see a turn in that story. Now, in your particular story too, my friend, expect a turn in your story, and I think this breakdown breakthrough is it. Basically, if something breaks down, something is wrong with your beliefs. Now, I've even had breakdown. I think in my experience, at least little things break down. I had my tech service break it down. I had just stupid stuff breaking down, things that shouldn't sometimes. So you're going to get some minor breakdown, and even in those small, tiny little breakdown moments, something you believe was wrong. I have to think about what in my case. Oh, I know what I believe was wrong. It's that old belief that I can get more done than I thought I could. You know what I mean? And so, a false belief. It's something I can't learn. I'm in a lifestyle transit, so you can pick it apart when you figure it out. Okay, so the moon moves into Leo today, and so that means that our emotions are tied to our heart. So isn't that interesting? We have all this belief energy, that's the 3, but then I love, well, the moon, our emotions, light up the 1 in that step 13. So you can see how God universe will light up these degrees, light up these steps on the day that they have to go together to add something else. Today is one of those days. So in essence, you want to listen to that moon in Leo. You want to listen to your emotions and how you feel. Listen to what your heart is telling you, because in the world of creation, your heart is what dictates what belief is. All right? It doesn't matter what science is measured. You'll end up in a straitjacket, you know what I mean? But you believe that you're a dolphin. You're a dolphin. That's human consciousness. We have a right to believe what we want to believe. Sometimes it fits with the rest of the world. Sometimes it doesn't. But the heart believes what it believes. Okay, evidence or not. That's why, look at global warming. I bet you there's a lot of people that really believe that even with the evidence of global warming, that it's not warming. Their heart believes that it's just a little snafu, or humans are being silly. And who knows, here's the weird thing. The rest of us who believe it is a problem may go and start fixing it, and then the other person who didn't believe it will say, see, start fixing it itself. I knew it would. Now, I don't know why I made that person Southern, but my point is you can make anything, what you believe will seem that way to you regardless of the evidence. And what you pay attention to will account to what you believe. So, in other words, there is no seeing if you're right in the outer world. There is no checking the stats or checking the website or checking what your mom said. When it comes to belief today, ask your heart. And if you find yourself having a breakdown, you're either out of touch with your heart or something about your beliefs are out of touch with your heart. Either way, you're out of touch with the heart, I think. So the last thing I'll just say is that there will be a breakdown in the morning. So for those who are watching my personal Sensei service today, we'll be talking about, again, the 2 steps back to back. And with the moon in Leo, you'll probably get a serious alert right off the bat in the morning, because there will be a breakdown right off the bat. So a lot of people may have their little breakdown moment the night before or right off the bat in the morning. Okay. The only last thing I'll say is that with Mars at step 7, you definitely want to ask your intuition before you take action. So before you do anything, just ask yourself any warnings, any warning signs to stop, anything not feel right, then proceed. So check your guides before you proceed. Okay, my friends, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. You can visit my website at soulgarden.tv and be sure to follow me on Twitter at cwateki. I do put out serious alerts every now and then, and I'll be back in 24 hours with more when the sun comes back out to play in Southern California. Until then, remember, I do love you, and live, love, be.